Hello, it's godchild. Welcome back to another video. So this is Pac-Man 2.7. It's gonna be a motivational speech, and so the first half of this video is gonna be Pac-Man, and then the second half is gonna be some Minecraft gameplay. But it's gonna be an emotional speech of motivation, and I hope you all enjoy it and listen thoroughly. Fast, and here we go. Sometimes, in life, it feels like you're just chasing things nonstop, goals, success, happiness, just trying to keep moving forward. And at the same time, there's always something chasing you too. Stress, doubt, negativity, things trying to slow you down. You don't always have the time to think everything through perfectly. Sometimes you just have to make a move and keep going. And even when it feels overwhelming, even when it feels like too much, you're still here, you're still pushing forward. You know, we all have our bumps and bruises, the stones and the rocks are gonna come out of nowhere and, like, try to stop us. But no, we could always overcome this. Just because you may not be the most, powerful, strong person in the gym, for instance, doesn't mean that you're not making progress. You are making progress. Life is about, life is a blessing, and I just hope you all know that. Okay? Please know that. If you want to, by the way, as far as dreams are concerned, examples, if you want to be a doctor, you could. If you want to be a nurse, you could. If you want to be a structural engineer or an engineer that switches gears, you could do just that. You just have to put your mind to it. Or, I mean, a mechanic that switches gears, but nevertheless, you just have to put your mind to it. It doesn't happen. Every once in a while, you get those moments where things slow down, moments where you feel stronger, more confident, like you can finally take control again. Those moments matter because they remind you you're not always being chased. Sometimes you're in the one control. It's not about being perfect. It's about staying in it. It's not about not giving up when things get fast, when things get confusing, when things don't go your way. Because as long as you keep moving, you're still in the game. Know that no matter what happens, good or bad, there's nothing to be ashamed. You could always reach your dreams. You could always, for instance, get your dream job. You could always finish school, whatever you want to do in life. No shame in your dream. You could always get to the finish line and finish in the first place lane. I guarantee you could. We all have our obstacles. But can we get through them? Yes, we could. By the way, some great advice that actually my mother gave me growing up is to get things over with. So, like, for example, something hard. So, like, I don't know. For instance, if I needed to do a chore, my mom would always tell me, it's better to get it over with, and that way, better to get, let's say, doing dishes over with, because it would save time, and therefore you wouldn't have to do the dishes later. Get it over with. Anyways, ever since then, it's practically stuck with me, and it's helped me with being determined as a person, as a young man, as a Catholic, and honestly, just as a son, as a human being, as an individual on this earth. It's helped me, with goals and such, and I hope you all know that. I'm gonna say something, about it's a quote about being, about you can succeed on, uh, in life without needing to be special. And as a disclaimer, I did not make this quote. It's from an former NFL quarterback who is honestly the greatest. I'm a Buccaneer fan, and for college sports, I'm a UCF Knicks fan. Anyways, number 81 said, "To be successful at anything, the truth is you don't have to be special. You have to be what most people aren't. Consistent, determined, and willing to work for it." Anyways, that's some very true words. And look, if you want to work for, like, a bachelor's, for instance, in, like, college or something, as an example, you have to keep being determined. You could reach it. It's gonna be difficult. However, you could always reach it. It's not impossible. The stars are waiting for you, and they're not so far away. All my viewers know that. Now we're gonna switch to some Minecraft gameplay in this exact video. But life isn't just about surviving the chaos. It's about what you build after. Sometimes you have to slow things down Life isn't always about running. Sometimes it's about building piece by piece, step by step. You start something that actually means something to you. It takes patience, it takes time. Not everything's gonna happen overnight. But that doesn't mean it's not worth it. You're building your own world, your own path. And you can do anything you want in life. You could, whatever you want to achieve, you could reach it. If the teachers didn't get you the grade you were supposed to get, like for instance, I don't know, who knows, you probably failed a math test, for instance, for example, and the teacher will simply didn't teach right. Oh, no, you can reach it string by string, and it's not impossible. All right, you could always make things possible. Like, look, I'm not what any. I'm gonna be honest. I'm humble. I'm nothing wonderful. Like on my channel, I really don't think highly of my channel at all. Um, like if anyone's gonna tell me to rank my favorite YouTubers, I refuse to put myself in that same conversation. No, thank you. My personal top 4 YouTubers would be ninjabob, Toycat, prozd, probably stampy. And for silly purposes, I would put Munchkin at my cat because I have it's like the only feature I have on my channel as ranked as of April 9th, 2026. My cat's the only feature in this channel's history, so sure I'll put my cat there. But my point is that I don't put myself highly. Like I try to take being humble very serious. In other words, but it's not in a negative way. It's just like I try to prevent having like an ego. If that makes any sense. I don't know if you see if y'all are gonna see where I'm coming from. However, I truly hope so. Look, we all go through phases. We all go through stages, but it's not impossible to get to reach the heights and the higher purposes in life. I hope y'all know that. Look, think about it like this. Here's an interesting metaphor I just thought of. You know a sink, how well if it's on, for example, there's gonna be water out of coming through, obviously. Well, think about it like this. In life, you turn on the sink. In other words, go back to where you left off, which is the running sink. You turn that on, and then when you're finally finished with your goal in life, turn off the sink. I hope that's relatable and that makes sense. Um, Look, this is just some random. This is coming from like some half Puerto Rican, half American kid. It's just some young man, it's a random teen on the internet from that's well in Orlando, Florida. Look, it's just coming from some random Floridian. This is not like look as a disclaimer. I'm not no counselor. I'm not like a mentor in any way, shape, or form. I'm just someone with above average, decent to above average IQ at best, and someone who enjoys being a YouTuber. Not there's not much to it, you know. Um, we know that the stepping stones in life, you can get through anything. If you want to be a doctor, you could. If you want to be a nurse, you could. If you want to be a structural engineer or just, you know, I don't know, mechanic or something, which is a key or two. You do just that. You just have to put it. You just have to keep on going. It doesn't happen overnight. You have to work. You have to work for it. Um, to my viewers, I'd like for y'all to know that I'm super grateful. Look, I know 150 subs is nothing like compared to like a lot of YouTubers. That's well easy practically. Look, I know it's nothing beautiful. I know it's not 10K subs. I know it's not like 100K doors like in the millions or something. But you know, for just starting in November 2024, I'm super grateful for the progress so far. Thank you, thank you. If y'all want to sub, you could, but I'm gonna be honest, you don't have to. It's up to you, and I'm not telling you. I'm not telling you what to do. It's do what you feel best at heart, honestly. Um, I hope this motivational speech is makes a lot of sense. I try. Um, remember that we may may have our setbacks and things that limit us, but it doesn't mean that we're quote unquote limited. There's always ways to get through, like to navigate stuff. Hope y'all know that. Also, if y'all wonder at all in any way, shape, or form, like what my mindset in life is, I use a neutral mindset. I don't really know the name of it to be honest, but basically, I'm neutral, so it controls my emotions. And I value gratitude a lot, and that's what keeps me going. Like that's in other words, that's like my mentality, being neutral and grateful. I'm always grateful for the small things in life. Like, it's sad. Not everyone has food. Be grateful for having food on the table, water on the table, coffee on the table. But like food as in like rice, chicken, such. I say this all the time and it's very important to be grateful. And I hope y'all know that. You know, you'd be shocked how crazy it is, how little stuff some people would have, and it's sad. I have to feel bad. But be grateful that you have a lot of things because it's important to be very much. It's very much important to be grateful. For real. Be grateful that you have a support system and such because it's important. And I hope y'all enjoyed this motivational speech. All right, thank you for watching. Thanks for watching. Have a great day or night, depending on your time. So it's godchildYT. Peace. Bye, my peoples.